Are we centered? Like, are we good? As I talk to myself, it's just me with this selfie stick. Are we centered? Do we got it? Do we got the shot? Is it, you know? Okay, because the last time it was not centered. Maybe it's centered this time. Hopefully it's centered this time. I'm just ready to start the video. Like, can we just get it right? Okay, it seems like it's good. But now we're a lighting issue because we're lost daylight. Are we looking light skin? Are we? So we're looking light skin. Now we really can get started on this different kind of video. Hey y'all, it's your favorite babyface doll, Moniiee, coming back at you with another video. So I know it's been some time, and you know, I kind of was having a creative block, and it turned into a hiatus because, you know, as human beings, it just seems like we can never catch a break from life. This is why I wore this shirt, to make a statement. I would like to do something a little different with my channel every now and then, because one thing I want to be is very authentic, very relatable to people. You know, some days it's gonna be comedy, some days it might not be, but you know, I want to be entertaining overall, because there's more to me than, you know, meets the eye. But I also want to be so real and so authentic that people can be like, yep, that's how she is all the time. And what comes with that is that, you know, I'm not always happy. I'm not always up to par. I'm not always, you know, goofy. I'm not always making jokes, you know, even though I'm not that funny. Joke, you see that? But, you know, I get sad. Life happens, and I want to be able to let people know that they're not the only ones going through something. I want to be real with people overall. So I would like to just share a bit of my life, a little update, and some things, you know, to help cope with that. But I feel like this is helping me more because I write, and I feel like talking about it and being open about it helps more than anything, you know, really does. So I just want to check in with you guys, because you know, something I always say is like a mental health check-in, but sometimes it's not just your mental, it's your emotions, and it's your, you know, your physical, you know, everything. So think of it more as a wellness check-in. Where are you at as far as your emotions? Where are you at as far as your mental? And I just want to share my little wellness check-in. You know, it's kind of interesting, you know, being this age and everything is centered around, you know, love and, you know, goals and hashtag couple goals and all that. And, you know, I really thought I found my hashtag couple goals, you know. And in a relationship that was almost 2 years long is the toughest thing I probably had to do. But it turned out to be a good thing for me and that person as well. Because now there's room for a friendship, a rebuilding of a friendship as well. So, you know, those kind of decisions are tough to do. But when you do it, you realize that it's okay. And it ended up being really good for me and that person, you know. Man, it's so weird talking about this stuff, but I feel like it's helping, so I have to do it. It turned out to be really good, you know. When I'm with a person, I never want to be a distraction to them. I always want to better them, and I never want them to be a distraction. But in this case, we were both distractions to each other. But I don't wish death on that person. I wish the best for that person. And I hope they wish the best for me overall. Love is hard. Relationships are hard. And sometimes, you know, even being 21 years old, I just feel like I'm not ready for them, you know? And it just is like crazy. I always feel like my love life absolutely sucks. Even after being in a relationship, it seems like everybody knows you're not in a relationship anymore. So people are sliding in your DMs and, you know, people are coming up and talking to you. You're like, dang, I've been in a relationship for so long, I forgot what this was like. And then you realize that you gotta weed out who's real and who's fake, you know? I hate that part of love. Like, I hate that part of dating. I hate that part of, you know, building something with someone, because you never know who's real and who's fake. Because they like what they see on the outside. Believe me, I'm really cute. But when it comes to finding out what I am on the inside and what makes me as a person, they don't want that part of me. And that is hard to cope with sometimes. Believe me. And it made me realize, you know, talking to some people after being in a relationship, I just would rather be alone sometimes. You know, you never know what your life is going to consist of, but maybe sometimes it's just best for you to be by yourself for the time being. Take care of yourself and, you know, really fall back in love with yourself, because I know that's one thing I didn't do, was continue to fall in love with me. You know, I always seen somebody fall in love with me, but I never fell in love with me. And so that's just one thing that I'm doing, you know, self-care wise, is to take care of me for a change. And as hard as that is, you know, sometimes you're like, man, I really just wish I would find the love of my life already. Sometimes it's not your time. And maybe it's not my time. And so I, you know, am on the road to accepting that. I cannot believe how old I am of being. I can't believe that. This is so weird for me, but it helps. And I took a lot of huge steps recently by expressing to my friends that I'm not okay, by expressing to, like, you know, a few of my cousins that I'm not okay, and even expressing to myself that you're not okay. And you always got to make sure that you realize that you aren't okay. Physically, you may not feel good. Internally, you may not feel good. Mentally, you may not feel good. Emotionally, you may not feel good. Be honest with yourself. Let yourself know, I'm not okay. Moniiee, fam and friends, is currently kind of okay. I was not okay, but today, making this video, I don't know when I'm gonna post it, but it's November 4th, 2019. I'm feeling better. No. I am okay. Kinda. And I'm being very honest with you guys. To those that watch my videos, to those that, you know, don't know me, to those that do know me personally, I'm being open with you. From my family far and wide, I am being open with you. To my friends that I've met online, I am being open with you. One thing that I learned is to have healthy emotions. So when you are sad, be sad. So when you are happy, be happy. When you are angry, be angry. But one thing that you don't want to do is dwell in that, because then it turns into a constant thing where you just feel like, now I'm just an angry person. Now I'm always sad. And you don't want that. You don't want to be bitter. You don't want to be reckless. You don't want to be that person that's self-destructive with their emotions because you want to dwell in them all the time. And another self-destructive way is to always want to cut yourself off from having those emotions. It's okay to have them. It's okay to have, you know, be sad one day and, you know, be happy the next day. It's a process when you go through something kind of traumatic to your mental and to your emotions. You're not gonna always feel good. You're not gonna always, you know, be 100%. Some days you're 6, some days you're 50, and some days you're past 100. But when you are, be in that moment, you know? Be in the moment, be in the present. And it's just tough sometimes, you know, to really, you know, be open about it to yourself, because you always keep it on the inside. when you really realize, man, I have some issues. When you really realize that. But then that's the most powerful thing, to share it with people you care about. And, you know, swallowing that pride, swallowing that fear of judgment, and just letting yourself know and them know that this is what I'm going through. And it took a lot of guts to even do this, because I just felt like this was the needed thing. I'm a YouTuber now, and I want to be so raw with everything that I do that people will want to be open with me. And I want to help people through my conversations through the camera, even though I'm talking by myself. I hope it helps you. I hope you know that, you know, you're not alone. I hope you know that it's okay. I hope you know that you'll be okay. So, along with a lot of other hobbies, I write poetry from time to time. I shared it with a few people, and this is the first time I'm ever going to share it out onto this platform, YouTube, and to, you know, a whole bunch of people. And even if it's 58 people that see this, this is the most people I've ever shared my poetry with. I wrote this poem today, November 4th, 2019, because I don't know when I'm going to post this. And I felt so much relief writing it, because it's not just about my love life that just seems like it's in shambles. And do I even have a love life? I think I'm too young to have a love life. But it's also like feeling like you're not qualified for certain things. And it's also trying to figure out your path in life. It's not always just, it's just life, is what I guess I'm just trying to say. And, you know, it's certain parts of life that seem like to be, that seem tougher than other parts of your life. But I'm just here to be open. Before I, you know, share this poem, I just want to just give a few self-care things, review from what I said in the video. Have healthy emotions, you know, be in the present about what you're feeling, and don't dwell in it too long. It'll lead into something deeper that it's not supposed to be. Take time for yourself. Even if you are in a relationship, if you're with a partner that understands your solitary time, that's perfect. But if you're like me, single as a Pringle, who is having a hard time in life, you have family and friends, but if you really need that time alone, take that time alone. Another self-care thing is to listen to some music. You know, sometimes I'll listen to instrumentals. Sometimes I listen to music that, you know, that I'm feeling for the moment. Sometimes I listen to some gospel music, and music that makes me feel good. Music that speaks to the emotion I'm feeling. You know, sometimes that's not healthy. Like, sad person listening to sad music, that doesn't help, but sometimes it does. Sometimes another self-care hack is you need to cry. You need to let it out. I don't care how tough you think you are. I don't care if you're a man and you are the machoest man in life. Cry. There's a certain release that people get from crying. And if you're crying for 20 minutes, then heck, cry for 20 minutes. But holding it in doesn't help either. Another self-care hack. Let people know you're not okay. Put people on their radar. Put you on their radar. Let them know, so they know how to pray. So they know to check on you. So they're aware of what's going on with you. Be honest with them. My number one self-care, well, one of them, be honest with yourself. More importantly, be honest with yourself. Let yourself know that life isn't what it is right now. So be honest with yourself. Okay. Now, oh no, I lost the cat. As part of my, wellness journey, wellness check-in, I wanted to share a poem, and this is the first time I've ever shared a poem. I'm shaking a little bit because I'm always nervous. I don't like judgment. I'm like, I don't like that type of stuff, but this is gonna help me. I'm being bold, I'm being my full self, and my part of myself is that I write poetry. And I don't think it's the best, but I feel like what I wrote today was November 4th, 2019, was the best I've written in all the poems I've ever written. So I'm gonna share this with you guys. This poem by Moniiee is called I Feel. I feel like forget you for coming around. I feel like it's not your fault that you are an addition to the crowd of people I let in and allowed to get close, only to end up burnt the most. I feel like it's me too, not the movement, but me too for harming me too. I feel like I point and I point, but let me point back at me for letting people misuse my beautiful tree of happiness and love and care for all. I got endless fruits of it, but nobody replaces them at all. I am hurt, I am broken, I am sad, I feel so hopeless. I feel like when can I get that same energy back? I feel like I'm running the whole relay race on the track alone while my team watches, and when I cross the finish line alone, they cheer for themselves. I get so done wrong. I feel like I'll be okay. Each day is a new day to restart and refresh and become a better person, to realize your self-worth like you got the secret potion. Yes, you smooth like baby lotion. I feel like you gotta be okay first before you get better, and when you get better, you'll feel better. I feel so much. Wow, that took a lot, because it took a lot of takes before this. My mom and my sister interrupting me. Shout out to you too. And it took a lot of courage to share something this personal with you guys. Because it's not a big poem. It's obviously a whole process. And it took a lot to share this because I wanted to be perfect and I wanted to make sure you got where I was coming from and I didn't mess up lines. But it took a lot to do this. Really appreciate everybody who decided to watch this whole video to the end. I appreciate it. Me reading this, you felt something, and that it helped you, and it didn't make you feel more alone but less alone, and it made you feel like somebody understands. I hope that it impacted you in the most positive way, in a way that you needed it. But anyways, Yahweh willing, I'll see you all next time.